very warm welcome to all of you. And very our mission in inviting welcomes you all to this.
Now we've got the easy one. You're going to make fruit salad. You made fruit salad before?
Yes.
We've got a great selection of fruit here. I'm going to work through cutting some fruits up. You want different colours. Everything to be around the same size, but it doesn't matter too much. You just start putting the fruit into your bowl and start mixing it up very carefully.
See all the different colours in here.
Well, let's dig in, huh? Mmm.
And you know the best thing about it, Rob?
Actually, the first time I saw the video was last week in my office, and I put up a suggestion that why don't we celebrate this event by getting the students to replicate what I saw in the video for me to believe. Not that I was not believing it, but I think when you actually do it, you actually inspire people in the audience. And I'm sure we all will be inspired, and we will all be more geared towards eating healthy food. As I sat there, as I looked at the faces of the children, I think it's very apt that I wish all the children in Fiji a very, very happy International World Children's Day. And it is our prayer and wish that you grow up healthy, and that you grow up productive, you grow up being disciplined citizens of this great nation, and you take Fiji forward in the years to come. And I also believe in the fact that nobody is too young to lead, whether it's an institution or whether it's a nation. And rightly mentioned by our house speakers here, they are our future. And of course they are our future. And for me, Children's Day celebration starts for a parent when a child is born. And I've always emphasized on parental responsibility in the upbringing of children. Together with all other stakeholders, we are there to ensure that we support the well-being of our children, their education, their welfare. And I would like to use this platform today to congratulate our partners, UNICEF, for being with us in supporting us with our WASH programs. Thank you very much, and I hope that partnership continues. The Ministry of Health, of course, is always advocating for good health. And of course, all our schools around the country that continue to look after our children in promoting their welfare. The Honourable Minister for Health will be talking about the health benefits of children and the need to eat healthy. But I think that is something that should go, it should be part of our life. Something that should be taught and sort of practiced from very early stages within our homes. And as children make their way to the classrooms, we expect our teachers to reinforce that healthy living. And as we look around, Fiji is so blessed. I think we are so blessed to live in a country which has a climate that supports the growth of a lot of local fruits and vegetables. So it all depends on the choices we make. So children, today you are here, you have a big role, and your role basically is to not only inspire your parents to eat healthy, but to inspire your colleagues. I think you can be good teachers too. You can also teach the adults about the need to eat healthy, the need to be strong, the need to be, what should I say, healthy. That's the only word. And how does health come about? The choices that you make. Exercising, eating the right food, choosing the right food. Our local markets, our own homes are filled with, look around here, the pawpaw is there, my favorite breadfruit is there, the lemon is there, the almond tree is there, the coconut is there. Sometimes we forget to appreciate and value what we have around us. Okay? I don't know how this will be taken, but sometimes eating imported food, when we buy imported fruits and vegetables, it sort of looks very sexy. I'm eating an apple, I'm eating grapes, and I'm eating oranges. But look at us. We have guavas, we have our own lemon, we have sugar cane, we have pawpaws, we have jackfruit, we have, and name it, bananas, and just look around here. Our own pineapple, I think that's the best pineapple ever. When I travel across for international conferences, every time I hear this, Fiji has the sweetest pineapple. Let's go for that. Our mango season is on, and all throughout the year, we get our local fresh fruits and vegetables. So please make the right choice. And again, as mentioned by our beautiful host, they've given us a description of when we started celebrating the Children's Day. But I think Children's Day should be celebrated every day by the elders and guardians, and particularly our teachers. I'm going to use this platform again to raise a bit of concerns that I have with how our children are treated in homes. Domestic violence, sexual harassment, rape, abuse of children must stop. It must stop. And it must not only be in words. We have legislations and policies where our children are protected. Your right is a must, right? And our constitution guarantees you the right to protection, right to education, right to live, right? So we have it there. We need to strengthen our policy. The implementation of our policies need to be strengthened. Okay? I would like to reiterate the words of the Honourable Minister for Women that I read yesterday, that Fiji sometimes fails to look after the children. Parents fail to look after the children. Teachers also fail to look after the children. And I'll be using this platform so that the media can take this message out to the communities. At the Ministry of Education, at that government level, we will not tolerate any child abuse within our schools. I've made this statement yesterday. No officer employed by the Ministry of Education will inflict corporal punishment or be involved in any activity that brings harm to all the children I have in my school. There's no place for such officers. Whether you're a head of school, whether you're a teacher, if you conduct or if you impose any inhumane treatment on our children in schools, the door is open. You are out of this ministry in seconds. And I will not mince my word, our children need to be protected. It is mandatory that teachers report this to the police if a child comes to school indicating any form of abuse and violence. We have policies, we have laws to protect our children, and at the Ministry of Education, we will neither condone nor tolerate any abuse of our children. I hope that message goes loud and clear to especially my teachers. Okay? So on a more happy note, let us all progress with the celebrations today. And I'm sure in the next hour or so, we'll be dazzled by our young chefs and the skills that they have. And hopefully we will include that in our daily lives. And we start our day with healthy meals. I can smell something being fried, and that's something that we must avoid. But everything has to be done in moderation. You know how we love our spicy foods and fried food and stuff like that. So we need to get away from that. We need to understand the implications of not eating healthy. It's very important. So today, all the children who are going to be demonstrating to us, especially why and how we can prepare healthy food, go home and please make sure when your parents or your moms or your dads, when they go shopping, put your voice there. Say, let's buy this instead of that. This is more healthy. When you go to the market, choose local and healthy food. Look at your lunch boxes and say, okay, you must have a choice in your lunch box when you bring to school. I don't want boiled noodles. I want fresh vegetables. Let's steam some vegetables. Let's steam some fish. Okay? A lot of choices the children we have. So to the parents, please ensure that your role is there in ensuring that your child grows up healthy. And as educators and as adults, we'll continue to ensure that there is more awareness. But ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, it is the choice that you make. It is the choice that a family makes. It is the choice that an individual makes. Okay? So for a country like Fiji, I think we all should be healthy. But unfortunately, I think the Minister for Health will talk about where we stand in terms of NCDs. Okay? Obesity, NCDs, and these are all related to lifestyle choices we make. So thank you, UNICEF. And thank you all our stakeholders, all our partners for being here with us this morning. Thank you Nehru Memorial for hosting this. And I hope the messages that we will carry from this event will have an impact and long-lasting effect on the way we decide to live our lives from today. And children, thank you very much, and I wish you all a very, very happy International Children's Day once again. Thank you.
I would like to first and foremost extend my appreciation and thanks for this innovative idea, Wame and Robert and your group, for Pacific Island Food Revolution in promoting healthy diets across the Pacific, but specifically in our children, in our school children, in our future that we've been talking about this morning. I'm quite pleased that the campaign is now shifted to them, because certainly there is an opportunity here to be able to learn about how we can be able to make our food, our fruits, our vegetables palatable so that we can be able to enjoy them. And that's something that many chefs that I've talked about said that it's often a challenge with our local food, is making it palatable, making it tasty enough so that we can enjoy it. And I hope that this exercise will also help our children to be able to learn lifelong lessons on being able to utilize our local food so that they can be able to grow up healthy. We know that around the world, COVID-19 continues to purge and is going on to its second, third, and fourth waves in some of the nations around the world. What we also know is that 80% of people who have COVID-19 may have the mild form of disease, 20% may have the moderate to severe, and 5% have the severe form of the disease, and they can die. We also know that children are silent carriers of the disease because you are healthy, so you can carry the disease, you can carry it back to your moms and dads, you can carry it back to your grandparents who are vulnerable, and they can actually get worse. They can actually get quite sick, they probably need intensive care, or they will probably die. God forbid if we have COVID-19 within the community. As I stand today, we're now 215 days, more than 215 days since we last had COVID-19 within the community. We know there's no community transmission because there's an epidemic with the first 6 cases and the 18 cases that were there. All the cases that we have now are what we call border quarantine cases, including, unfortunately, the 2 that passed away. What we also know in Fiji is that malnutrition is a challenge in some places, in some geographical locations around the country. And the Ministry of Health and Medical Services, from the time that a child, in the time of conception to when they leave at Form 7 or 19 years old, there are 55 mandatory interventions by the Ministry of Health and Medical Services. So when you're still in mom's tummy, we saw you a few times, and then when you were born, we saw you, then in your first week, then in your first month, and every month after that for 6 months, and then every 3 months or so, and then also in school, remember your dental checkup, your immunization, so they're 55 times. Now if you happen to be sick or you break an arm, that actually is more than 55 times. So there's 55 times. We want to make it more because we actually feel and believe that the more that we interact with you, the better that it is in terms of your growth. What we also know is that the important part of the growth of a person begins at the time of conception, during the time of their delivery, during the time of them being a child. So that's the important investment. We also know things such as that the language and the accent is actually formulated during the years 3 to 9. So if somebody is 3 to 9 years old and they happen to be living in America, for the rest of their life, they're probably going to talk with an American drawl. That's what we do know. So you can see the importance of a child's development in the whole scheme of a person's development. We partner with the Ministry of Education, Heritage and Arts, together with UNICEF and other development partners such as Koika, in the health promoting school concept, which is now nearly 300 schools. And we look at things such as diet and exercise, looking at the food groups, a healthy plate, school canteen guidelines, how much sugar in the drink that they have in the schools. And I'm hopeful, and this is something that the Minister and I have talked about, is we want to roll out this program to all the 1,100 schools in Fiji, both primary and secondary schools. Because we certainly believe that what COVID-19 is showing is that we need to have a healthy population. We need to have a healthy population. We need to be healthy. Because when disease hits us from whatever corners of the globe that it comes from, we can be able to withstand it. We're also looking at legislation to look at things such as health promotion, the marketing of unhealthy food. And one thing that is also becoming very clear is that the parents play a very important role. Our parents, your parents play a very important role in your knowledge on health and also nutrition. So you, as a child, meeting this International Children's Day, I ask you to go back and challenge your parents to be healthy, promoting families, because we need to do it together as a family. It can't just be a child, it can't just be a parent, everybody has to be involved. And I know sometimes I have challenges with my children in terms of finishing their greens, and I know every parent here has challenges with their children in finishing their green. I also know that every child that is here have challenges with certain greens. And when I was growing up, I found it very difficult to eat baigan. Very difficult. I know some of you here are laughing too. But that was my challenge. But now I love it like anything. But anyway, we need to understand that we need as a family to work together to promote healthy families. Last year we designed an app. It's called My Kana app, and if you happen to be home and you get access to the computer or to mom and dad's phone, you're more than welcome to download the app, which will also tell you what to plant, when to plant, how to maintain your home and gardens. I would like to again thank the Pacific Kids Food Revolution, UNICEF, for their support in the work that we're doing with children, and also these magnificent children that are here today. I hear that they've been working very hard over the last year. They've also been involved in editing Wame, so very soon you might not have any work because they're editing for you also. I just want to finish by reiterating what the Minister said. The Honourable Prime Minister has made it very clear that children are so important to this nation. And for us as Cabinet Ministers, we want to say to you today, on this International Children's Day, that you are important. In our society today, 2020, on the 20th of November, I want to make it very clear there is no room for bullying. There is no room for bullying. There is no room for discrimination. There is no place for people who belittle others, whether in school or at home or in society as general. Because we want you to be nurtured, to grow up, to be strong, to be wonderful Fijians of tomorrow, to take our nation forward, because you are indeed the future. God bless you.
But let me say, first of all, thank you to the head teachers, thank you to the management of Monroe Primary School. I also want to say a warm thank you to the leadership from the government, the Minister of Education, the Minister of Health, who said exactly what the Convention on the Rights of Children is all about, the rights of children. Both ministers have echoed your rights to good health, your rights to education, your rights to nutrition. But I also want to say a particularly warm thanks to the ambassadors of those rights, the kids right here, the new Hollywood stars of Suva. The Minister of Health can say and put in place fantastic policy for healthcare. Minister of Education, same thing. Policy, guidance, everything that makes sense to ensure that children grow up well educated and can contribute to this country. But you guys are the best ambassadors. I listen to ministers, I listen to my peers, but frankly, I know that kids listen to you. They follow you. What you do and what you say really matters. I want to thank you for your eloquence, for your demonstration, and for being a model of what other kids should eat, should do, and how they should behave. Thank you very much. Can we have a round of applause? I also want to thank our partners in Pacific Island Food Revolution, who've done such an amazing job in helping us get the message out. As the ministers have quite rightly said, we need to get these messages to every school and every community around the country. It is the way we do it with art, the way we do it with creativity that helps get these messages across. And thank you for that. Thank you for your help and your guidance in getting these messages across. Today, November 20th, is World Children's Day. It's a day we celebrate the Convention on the Rights of the Child. It's a day we use as an opportunity to work with schools, to work with kids, to work with young people as an entryway to talk about rights, to talk about the rights that you as children have. Governments have the obligation, they've signed up for these rights, to ensure these rights are in place, to ensure that laws are in place, to ensure that they're enforced. And it's great to hear the commitment of the government of Fiji that continues to do such a fantastic job of ensuring the rights that it signed up to in 1993, when Fiji ratified the CRC, are continuing to be put in place day after day. We are all living in the midst of a massive pandemic, and it makes the exercise of these rights even more important. It makes the right of good nutrition even more essential. As the minister quite rightly said, a small fraction of the people who get the disease die. And we know those people who are most at risk are those people who have issues with overnutrition or undernutrition. In other words, aren't eating the right foods. We look to you to start those habits now, to make sure that you are safe, that you grow up strong, and that you can grow up and contribute everything you can to the health and well-being of your country. Thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.
You know how it is right now, but listen, I know you'll carry the message well. You were so great to work with. You're so great on camera, you're great cooks, you're great communicators, you're influencers now, you're food warriors of the Pacific. So I trust you with this message, and I know you'll represent the mission of Pacific Island Food Revolution really well. Best to you all, can't wait to see you. Bye.